Here's on Let's Play Chapter 4.
Sisters of Monfarawa.
This is the easiest form of bankruptcy to file.
Monfarawa?
Chapter 4.
Right. So this is the chapter about Mara and Nara.
And Monbarabarababa.
It's a joke. It's like marinara, the sauce.
Or Naramara.
Yeah, I don't think so. You're the best! Ooh, I love you, Mara!
Hey, Yahoo should get paid for that.
I didn't see a cute guy in the audience today.
Aww.
You know,
Our sworn enemy.
considering what Balzac looks like, he'd really stick out in the crowd.
Well, they look different in battle than they do outside of battle. This is an RPG after all.
He'd still stick out in a crowd.
Oh boy, 100 gold. He's more nice than the King of Berlin.
He's more nice than Talun's employer.
And wife.
And wife. Good morning, sis. Shall we live now?
Good luck with the revenge thing.
These characters are much more talkative than any of the main characters so far.
Yes, this is true. This is another fairly long chapter. There's a lot of cave exploration in
Well,
this one.
I mean, each chapter should be getting a little bit longer.
Yeah. I like that we go up to people, whether we know them or not, and say, "Hi, how's it going? Do you know who killed our father?" Because everybody we talk to seems to know about it.
Hey guys, do you know about Balzac? To be fair, they're pretty famous in this town. It's quite possible that they've all talked to everyone in this town for one professional reason or another.
Yes.
Don't forget to check your father's grave. I'm sure there's nothing there, but just in case, wink.
There could be some life force nuts. We never know.
Or an iron claw.
Could be.
So, as you can see, the classes here are F and D for Fortune Teller and Dancer.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yes.
Oh.
And they both have phenomenal cosmic powers. They actually have pretty good magic, both of them.
Yes, Mara ends up being, I think, the best attack spellcaster in the game, while Nara, ends up having some pretty good healing and effect magic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, just like a certain Hyadane video points out, like, these two are pretty comparable to Bray and Christo.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I believe
Not
when
as-
I beat the game, I used the two of them.
Yeah. I don't use these two very often. I don't use a lot of attack magic, so I don't take Mara with me. Though if I were going to use an attack mage, I would take her instead of Bray. And I
Because
think
she's
Christo
cute.
is a better healer, plus he gets better equipment than Nara, so he's easier to keep alive. But they're both very good.
I think I just liked keeping the
Characters.
two of them together. I don't think I was a fan of Christo in Chapter 2, so I usually would end up taking the two girls.
And Christo really isn't all that useful early on. He gets better as the game goes on, and then it kind of flattens out.
Right.
Stat-wise, he doesn't get a whole lot better. Spell-wise, he doesn't get much better.
I think when I originally beat the game, it was the two of them, the main character, and Ragnar.
Christo does learn heal all. I don't know if Nara does.
I honestly can't remember.
The hero does learn Heal Us All.
Which is the best healing spell in the game.
No, Crystal learns Heal Us. Excuse me. I think Mara learns Heal All. Crystal learns Heal All and Heal Us. Plus, the hero gets some pretty darn good attack spells.
Oh, yeah. And
Lightning.
Mara gets Bee Dragon, which is amazing.
And if you don't want to get Bee Dragon, you could just get a dragon. But that won't happen in this game. That's silly.
It really doesn't happen in this game, though. Does it?
Maybe.
When the heck do you get a dragon in this game?
Sometime. Chapter 5.
Really?
Sometime after now, but before it ends.
Well, yeah.
How's that?
I totally don't remember getting a dragon in this game.
I'm being vague on purpose.
Yeah. I'm starting to suspect I think I know what you're talking about. But I think it's slightly different than what I'm talking about.
It's slightly different. But only slightly.
Well, slightly in the sense that it doesn't just, like, nuke all of the enemies.
Actually, it does.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. Maybe not quite as effectively.
Are you talking about What's-Her-Face?
No. I grinded and bought stuff.
I noticed. You're like 9 to 10 levels higher than you were before.
I want to say that Numb Off is a spell I never ever cast.
You know what it does, though, right?
I would imagine it wakes you up if you fall asleep.
Almost.
Just based on the name.
Yeah.
Paralysis really is not a big deal, I found in this game.
Fair enough.
Oh, favorite battle music in the game is in this chapter.
Yeah.
I love the battle music when these two fight.
And the world music's pretty good, too.
Yeah, I agree.
I honestly think that Dragon Warrior 4 may have the best music in the Dragon Warrior series.
I don't know. I liked the music, as simple as it was, I liked the music in the first game. And we haven't seen the rest of the series yet. We're only halfway through.
True. Well, 4 definitely has some of the biggest variety just due to the fact that they did this chapter system, and they really made each chapter feel different, leitmotif-wise.
Yes, I agree. I'm actually going to go and look something up while we're watching this. Before we started recording this session, we were talking about just how much they managed to cram in the Dragon Warrior 4 cartridge, memory-wise.
Sure. Are you going to look up the sizes?
Yes. Dragon Warrior 1, a whopping 80 kilobytes. Dragon Warrior 2, 256 kilobytes.
That's a huge jump.
Dragon Warrior 3, 512.
So about doubled it. Well, double it.
It's more than I thought 3 had, to be honest.
Oh, three's a pretty big
Dragon
game,
Warrior
considering
4,
that it had all,
512.
its own world map as well as the world map from 1.
Right.
And 4?
4 also has 512.
See, but I still feel like this is a bigger game than 3.
I think it is. I think there's more scripted events in this one. 3 didn't have very many scripted events. This one has many, like this dog that follows you around. There's the whole Fox Village thing.
Right.
See, life force nuts. They weren't at the grave, but they were nearby.
Venomous dagger. I think you can just shove the dog. Like, stop following me, dog!
No, if I could kick it, I would.
Oh.
You know, that's just me.
Yeah. You're not a very nice
Let's
person.
see.
Wait, you didn't check the grave.
There's nothing at the grave.
Boo.
Let's see. We talked about graphically, you know, we talked about how much this game really kind of pushed the NES to its limits, kind of a thing.
Definitely more than 3 did.
Mostly with memory. Yes, much more than 3 did. And then I mentioned that some games did more with certain aspects graphically. I mentioned Little Samson. Little Samson came out in 1992, and it only had a cart size of 384 kilobytes, which is an odd cart size.
Wait, how much was it?
384.
That's still an even part size.
Well, not too many were. You know,
Sure.
that size. Most of them you got the 128, 256,
I know, I'm just screwing with you, the
64.
whole even and odd thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, Little Samson is a much shorter game.
Yes. It didn't have the space needed for all the map and all the everything, which is why graphically I don't think this game was a big step forward from 3, just because they couldn't make it fit.
Right. I mean, I think the reason why this game has so many, palette swapped monsters is because it was just the cheapest thing that they could deal with and keep the game as huge as it is.
Right. Like this lava doll, there's at least 3 different colors
Yeah.
for that sprite. This guy here is a bit of an idiot.
Yeah, shockingly enough, the room that guy who's totally lost came out of is not the room where you need to go.
But it appears to be the only room he is capable of finding.
Nope, it's not in this room. Oh, hey, look, a room. Nope, it's not in this room. Hey, look, a room. That guy has the worst case of,
Amnesia in a video game? That's never happened before.
Well, no, it's not necessarily amnesia. He could just have really bad Alzheimer's.
There's no short-term memory.
Yeah. It's like, the reason you put a Starbucks across the street from a Starbucks.
We don't have Starbucks here.
Really?
The nearest one is about an hour away.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That seems wrong.
And believe it or not, people are still happy.
Though I bet you have a lot of places that sell French fries.
Pretty much every place that sells hamburgers.
Because you have all the potatoes.
Which may be my favorite food group. Hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Mm-hmm. Best thing to put on a hamburger, viewers, and I want you to promise me you'll try this. Bacon, mushrooms, and blue cheese.
Oh yeah. All great things. You're just missing a fried egg.
Actually, that goes on another kind of hamburger. Fried egg with ham, bacon, and pepper jack cheese.
Actually, what's really good is fried egg, bacon, pineapple, and avocado.
I would hold the avocado. Not an avocado fan. Another one I'm personally fond of is cream cheese and fresh jalapenos.
Not a fan of jalapenos.
You don't want to cook them if you put them on this burger. You leave them fresh and cold and crispy, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Not a fan of jalapenos. They just don't do it for me.
Who's this strange man staring at the water?
I bet I know.
Well, I'm gonna take his stuff. That's not what I needed. Jafar's in there.
It's the lamp of darkness.
Hi.
Mara, Nara, it's me, Orin.
Oh no.
Oh no. What are we gonna do?
You know-
the ball sack.
I don't remember if I actually grabbed the Sphere of Silence or not.
It's probably the thing he's looking at.
You
across
lose
the
it
water.
anyway. They don't have it in the next chapter.
Nope, it's only for that one fight.
Orin, join the party. And we're gonna put him first.
Yep, because he's a tank.
He's an alchemist, if I remember right.
I think so. Because I think that's what... Yeah, there it is. Because that's what your father was as well.
Because everybody knows, alchemists were not interested in turning lead to gold. They are interested in evolution.
And kicking ball sacks.
How do we teach dogs to talk? That was their main goal. I hate Blaze Ghosts.
I know.
There's one other enemy in the game that does what these things do, and we don't run into them until late Chapter 5.
Like, are they just a palette swap of Blaze Ghosts?
Actually, no. They're the little goblin things with the long tongues.
Oh, the troglodyte things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Blaze Ghosts become copycats.
No. It's way over there.
Man, we're like all over the spoilers in this game. We're just completely ruining this game for everyone.
When it's going to happen, I'm just saying it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sometime between now and the end of the game, it will happen.
And there will be copycats. Copycats amuse me in this game.
They were also in Dragon Warrior Monsters, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. Oh, it's Orin's party now, huh?
Oh, yeah, he's the leader. It's kind of what being the leader does.
I mentioned last time, it might have been last time, maybe in the time before, when we were doing this, that there's a small glitch that appears, I think in Chapter 5.
Yep, you did so. Small glitch in Chapter 5?
Yes. So, here's an example. We're going to search. Now, right now, Orin opened the treasure chest. If you search and you're not on a treasure chest, it'll say, Orin checked the ground at his feet. Right? In Chapter 5, and this may be because I picked a female hero, it says, blank checked at feet. It leaves out the pronoun.
Interesting.
It doesn't say Orin checked the ground at his feet. It says Orin checked the ground at feet.
Well, but it's only for your character, right?
Right. As far as I know.
Like if you put one of the other characters in the front, I assume it doesn't do that anymore.
It did not check, but I could go back
What
and
it
check
could
that.
be is that they didn't actually do pronoun stuff for the main character.
Could be.
So then they were like, well, we don't know if the player picked a male or a female, so we're just going to say at feet and leave out his or her.
Could have been.
Like, literally all they do is use it to set up the character, but not actually... But they didn't have enough programming to decide on pronouns for that character.
Now see, I'm not sure, because when you start Chapter 5, they do differentiate between your gender.
Really?
They do.
I think you have to push the switch, dude.
No. There's a button.
Oh no, Orin
See?
searches around feet.
Around feet.
Maybe,
Now, another thing that happens in Chapter 5...
so maybe it's always been around feet.
Could be, but I'm not sure. But anyway, another thing that happens around Chapter 5, and this only happens towards the end of the chapter as well. You can have a character with a name that is obviously longer than 4 characters.
Right.
Ragnar, Christo,
True.
Jam Handy. Just to throw out Rex Dart,
Yeah.
right? And most of the time, when someone is referring to this character in a dialogue chain, it will put the full name of the character in.
Mm-hmm.
Rex Dart. Blah blah blah. Oh, you're Rex Dart. You blah 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 blah.
Right.
There are a couple of times in Chapter 5 where it only uses the 4-letter version.
Really?
So it'd say, Rex D. Oh, you're blah 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 blah.
Weird.
It's a little strange. We win.
That was it?
That was it.
That's so short.
We didn't have enough time to get the next quest in and keep the video under 45 minutes.
I want to do another video.
I'm trying to keep them to half an hour at most.
I see.
That just means you guys get more videos.
Yay.
I guess.
Alright, well. I guess have a good one, folks.
Yes, indeed. We will see you next time.
Or something like that.
Yes, indeed.
Bye.
Bye.